Hi, Jessi here. I'm going to teach you how to make a faux leather diffuser bracelet. So this is what I mean, faux leather, not real. And you can do a single wrap diffuser bracelet. I mean, you could just make them a little longer, so it's like a double wrap. You go crazy, do a triple wrap, but they're so easy to make once you know how to make them. It's just starting them, I feel like that's a little tricky. If you know how to do a fishtail braid, which I didn't before I learned how to do this, but if you know how to do a fishtail braid, these are going to be like even easier for you, okay? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to try and break it down step by step. If you have questions, of course, let me know, and I'm happy to help. Okay, and then with the diffuser bracelet, you put oil on the diffuser bracelet, and then that way you can just smell it throughout the day when you need a little oil pick-me-up. So the faux leather, and I'll put in the comments, I'll put links on Amazon to where I get this from. But you need 2 strings of equal length of faux leather. Okay, that's the first step. You got to cut them both. And then there is the piece that you're going to use to fasten it on. So you can take it off and on if you want. Okay, so what I do with the first one is I'm going to string. I'm going to string it through so that bead is in the middle. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do as I string it through. And of course, if you want to do a double, you just need more faux leather, all right? And then in the comments, I will put the links that I usually do. So this is right in the middle, okay, of this string. And then this string, you're going to incorporate in a second. Okay, here we go. So what you're going to do is, remember how I told you to take the button. So this button is in the middle of one of the strings. Don't mind my fingernails, guys. And then, so that's in the middle. Okay, then the other string that doesn't have the button, I'm going to wrap it around. So it is, do you see how all 4 strings are? I have them all laid out like this, okay? I need to do like a freeze screenshot of that. Okay, so that's how we start. Then on the left, and I'm going to, really you can start on the right, but I'm just going to be consistent. I'm going to say on the left, you are going to take that left one and you're going to go over 2. And then the right one, you're going to go over. So do you see how this is? And then you're going to tighten it up, okay? Cinch it up, and you'll see. And again, just starting it is the hardest. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. So really, I just took what I did and I tightened it up. Okay. And so now you're just going to keep this pattern going. All right. You're going to take the left one and you're going to go over 2. And then the right one, you're going to go over 1. You see, and if you sort of whip, I don't know, like fold it over, do you see how my hand's being a little dramatic there? It'll lay flatter, okay? And then go over 1. And then I just use my other finger to hold it. You see how that pattern's coming out? And then you go fold it over, or you fold it over 2. So for me, I always, just be consistent. Whatever side you go over 2, you go over 2. So for me, I fold over 2 on the left, and then on the right, I go over 1. And then here, I go over 2, over 1. And do you see also how I'm just sort of folding over? Like I'm flipping it over, do you know what I mean? And that, again, that's just going to help it lay flatter. And then I go over 2. And you keep going until you get the desired length that you want. So if you want a single, you don't need to go as long, logically. The double, you go a little bit longer, and everyone's wrists are different sizes. So you can always just, you know, measure and then keep going. So you guys see the pattern, and really and truly, it's so easy. It's just getting it started that's a little bit tricky. Okay, so then we're gonna fast forward here, and I am going to then show you how to, actually we could pretend. Let's pretend that this is as long as I want. Like I've even thought about making, like with our son Noah, like he uses a passy, and like, so I could do that, like make a pacifier clip thing, so that's made with this diffuser bracelet, but so like rather than a button, it would be like that clip for a passy, and I bought some on Amazon. And then you could make the clip, so then like his little clip is when you can put oil on. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's say this is as long as you want it, which obviously you want it to be longer, right? So what you do to close it off is the outer two you're gonna take and you're gonna just tie a knot. And I just use my other fingers to help it lay down. Okay, so the outer two, you just tie. And then what I'm gonna do with super glue is you would take super glue on there, okay? And then with these two that are that were left in the middle, is you're gonna leave enough room for the button to go through, you know what I mean? And again, this is like a super short one for demonstration purposes. And you want it to be like, so the button has to sort of squeak through, like you don't want a lot of room because it also will stretch a little bit. So there you go. So again, imagine this is longer and then the button would fit through there. But before I snip these, I always put super glue right there. And then I would trim it right about here to have a little bit of a tail. See, like this. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have questions.